The super full moon in Pisces is around the 17th or the 18th of September, and it is a big energy. It's also eclipse season. So again, we've got that push-pull eclipse, dark and light season. The super full moon is going to really amplify everything you're feeling. So if you struggle around new moons and full moons, normally the eclipse season can make that a little bit more stronger. So just bear that in mind. If you get headaches or tension, you might want to stock up on what you need to cope with those. However, this moon as well, even though it's in Pisces, is going to be very interesting for those of you who are spiritually minded. It's going to be a really wonderful time for you to connect with your higher self, especially as we start heading towards the magical October season and the thinning of the veil. This is a really exciting time for you to practice your meditating and you're connecting to the higher realms when you're wanting advice. So grab your tarot cards, your oracle cards, your pendulums, anything you need for divination, oh my gosh, can't even say the word, but whatever you feel you need or use through runes, anything, use them, because you are going to connect to the higher realms and the higher planes and get clarity and the answers that you need around this full moon. Ultimately, the full moon is about letting things go, but you're going to find yourself between a rock and a hard place right now, because even though you know you need to let something go, you need to create space and time in your life to sort of, as you're working through and navigating everything that you've harvested, and you know, there's big changes afoot basically as we go through the Bear months and everything starts slowing down. It can feel a little bit unsettling to some people, but just know that you are in control of every single step. And as I said, you might find yourself between a rock and a hard place, because you won't know what it is potentially you want, in terms of you'll feel inclined to let something go because you potentially want to head down a new path. But then the memories will pull you back and hold you back. And it's about whether you can let go of those great memories and nostalgia to clear the path for exciting new adventures in the new year. So there's quite a lot of work to be had around this full moon. But as I said, it's a great time as well to release anything that no longer serves you, that you are fully aware of. But just know this can be a little bit heavy. So again, this citrine is going to be great because it will lift you, give you clarity, it will welcome success and all that is destined for you. You will also be called to do a lot of forgiveness work around this full moon, okay? I feel like there's a lot that's being held on to over the summer. Through the summer, we kind of throw caution to the wind and we get a little bit footloose and fancy free. And because we're having such a good time, we bury emotions and feelings. We kind of just get rid of them and disregard them because we're having such a good time doing everything else. Well, now you've got time to sit and think. This is the time for you to start forgiving others or yourself for anything that may have happened in your life that you're holding on to. Because at the end of the day, you do feel, it's very normal when the nights draw in. You do feel a little bit more heightened and you can feel a little bit more down this time of year. And just know that every single day that goes forward, if you do struggle like this, every single day that goes forward is a day closer to spring again, to the lighter days again. So don't focus on working towards the winter solstice. Just know that there is so much light around you, whether that be spiritually, daylight, or anything else. Take control, my loves, okay? Take control. But as I said, this is going to be a very difficult time if you've got a lot on your mind. It's a really important time for you to get through that difficulty, do some pros and cons, speak to someone you care about, because by shedding this and whatever this weight is on your shoulders, it's going to lighten you up a lot more and make it a lot easier to go through winter. And one final thing on the full moon, you might find that it actually raises more questions than answers. And there'll be a very fine line between your logical mind and the spiritual realm and all of that. So just be careful by how you respond to people around that time as well, because also we've got the energy of the equinox, so things kind of are a little bit shaky, and we're also going into Libra season a few days later. So if you need to take some time out, book that time out now, close those doors, get a blanket round you and just have a hot chocolate and watch your favourite movie. If you just need to avoid the people for a few days, it's all okay to do that. Self-care comes first, remember.